Guys, today we're going to be talking about some Funko Pops and Funko Sodas that have been dropping in value lately. Here we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we have a very interesting video. We're going to be talking about some Funko Pops and Funko Sodas that have gone down pretty drastically in value as of recently. And of course, we're going to be breaking down all of these different items and trying to figure out why specifically they've been going down. Of course, as collectors, we want the items that we have in our personal collection to accrue value and go up over time. However, that's just not always the case. So, without further ado, let's jump into the list. So the first pop that we're going to be talking about comes from one of my very favorite Funko sets of all time, and it's actually one that I believe every single Marvel collector and MCU fan should own, and that is the Avengers Assemble set. It had 6 individual figures, and if you connect them all together, you can actually create one of the most famous scenes from the MCU, which was in the first Avengers film. And this set is exclusive to Amazon, and the first pop that I want to highlight for today's video is actually the Iron Man from this set. Now, the Iron Man is currently trending for $42. This is a great Iron Man pop. He is in jetpack mode. He's going up a little bit in terms of his height, and I think it's a really great dynamic pop. However, he was trending at one point in August of 2020 for about $120, but has since depreciated pretty significantly thanks to many Amazon restocks. For instance, Amazon actually put this entire set on sale as recent as Prime Day here in 2022, and you can actually pick them up on Amazon right now for only $24.84. So it doesn't really make sense as to why anybody would actually pay the current market value of $42 for this pop, but nonetheless, he's available on Amazon, and I don't think this set will actually go up in value until Amazon stops doing restocks on this set and they run out of all their inventory. But I thought this was a very interesting one to point out, because this was at one point a grail. So continuing with the Marvel trend, the next pop that we're going to be talking about is another big one that did see a nice price spike thanks to the Loki show that dropped last summer in 2021. And this one is the Funko Shop exclusive glow-in-the-dark Endgame Loki with the Tesseract. Very cool pop, and I know this one is still on a lot of Marvel fans' lists that they're hoping to try to pick up for their collection. As it stands today, this pop is currently trending for $90, which is still pretty expensive for a lot of collectors. And when this dropped on the Funko Shop, this one sold out pretty quickly, and considering it rose from a $15 retail price to $90 as of today, that is a very good price gain for anybody who is able to pick it up for retail. However, this one last summer was selling for a peak of $160, and I actually could see this one gaining value again in the near future, because we are going to be getting a second season to Loki, and Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson are actually filming that show right now. Big things for Loki in the MCU. However, with this pop, it is currently trending downward, and I think that has to do with the fakes that are currently on the market. For example, I will pull up a listing for you guys. This person is selling a Endgame glow-in-the-dark Loki right here on eBay for $30.83, free shipping from China. This listing has so many red flags all over it. I don't understand how 12 of these have sold. So please be aware and be on the lookout for these fake Loki pops. And I think this is the main contributor as to why it is bringing down its current value. Without the fakes on the market, I could easily see this pop going for $120 to $130. But as it stands right now, it's currently going for only about $90. So the next pop that we're going to be talking about is actually yet again another Marvel pop, and this one is also very interesting, and I really wanted to discuss it for today's video to bring this type of hype to everyone's attention. Now, we all know in the MCU, when a new character shows up or there's been a big leak or reveal in a trailer, typically we've seen a lot of price spikes from certain Funko Pops. A great one being the OG Professor X with him in his golden chair. This pop absolutely took off when we found out that Patrick Stewart was going to be returning to the role of Professor X in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, there was a lot of hype for this film, and as a result, this pop skyrocketed in June of last year and at one point was selling for well over $150. It's pretty crazy considering that this pop for a majority of its lifespan was only going for about 20 to 25 bucks, considering it's been on the market for a long time. Now today it currently sits at $60, so it has depreciated by quite a bit, and even though I don't see it ever going back to its $20 to $30 price point, I do think it's a very interesting one to highlight because we don't know what's going to happen for the future of the MCU with the X-Men. They are going to be coming in at some point, but with the events of Multiverse of Madness, and I'm not going to do any spoilers for you guys, it is unclear how or if we're going to see Professor X again in the MCU, but I thought this was a great pop to highlight for you guys because all the hype and the FOMO builds up. Everybody has to go out and grab a pop. It skyrockets in value, and now here we are several months after the movie has released. It's no longer in theaters for the most part, and the Funko Pop has once again returned to a relatively reasonable amount. Another pop that we're going to be talking about is yet again a Marvel pop, and I promise you guys this is actually the last Marvel pop that we're going to be talking about, but I had to include it on today's list just because of how much this has depreciated in value, and this is the Pietro Maximoff Funko Pop. This was a Funko Shop exclusive, and if I might add, this was probably the most anticipated Funko Shop exclusive that we got in 2021 because of all the supply chain issues and all the delays. We were waiting and waiting and waiting for this one to drop on the Funko Shop, and then it finally did in April of 2021. Now this thing immediately out of the gate rose from about $70 and then was selling for well over $100. Guys, believe it or not, as it stands today, it is currently going for only $18 with the Funko Shop sticker. If you happen to have the one with the Pop Culture sticker, that one goes for about $36. Absolutely crazy for a Funko Pop that was so hyped, so anticipated, and it depreciated by pretty much $100 in value. Absolutely crazy. Once again, WandaVision was a great show. Pietro Maximoff did appear in the show, and I think that obviously helped all the hype and everybody getting excited for the drop on the Funko Shop. But absolutely crazy that this pop sold at $15 on the Funko Shop, went through everything it went through, and has now since come back down to a whopping $18. Absolutely crazy. The next pop that we're going to be talking about is not Marvel themed, and it's actually a Freddy Funko that I had to highlight for today's video because, like Pietro Maximoff, it also saw a sharp rise in value and then a harsh depreciation in value, and the one that we're going to be highlighting for today's video is Freddy Funko as C-3PO, limited to only 525 pieces from San Diego Comic-Con 2019. Now this is a huge grail and a pop that is extremely limited, and a one that a lot of Star Wars fans like myself had to have for my collection. I absolutely love this one. Now this one in 2021 here, in August specifically of last year, this one rose to a value of about $1,500, which is absolutely insane for a Funko Pop. Not unheard of for a limited Freddy, but $1,500 is crazy money when we're talking about Funko Pops. Now, this one has since depreciated to $550. That's what it's going for today. It's depreciated by $1,000 since last summer. Now, really no explanation here as to why it rose so suddenly in value. All of a sudden, you saw a bunch of them popping up in mystery boxes. People wanted it really bad. And now here we are sitting at $550, which is still a hefty price tag for any collector of any budget, but it is one that a lot of people are still going after. Now, I actually think this one does have the potential to rise to quadruple figures yet again, because this year, if you guys recall, for the Box of Fun for San Diego Comic-Con 2022, we got 3 new Freddy Star Wars characters, including Freddy Funko as Han Solo, Freddy Funko as the Mandalorian, and then not one, but 2 versions of Freddy Funko as Darth Maul. opening the door for more Freddy collectors and Star Wars collectors to add more of those characters to their collection. So who knows, will we see Freddy C-3PO experience a sudden sharp rise in value in the near future? I don't know, but right now he's sitting at $550. The next pop that we're going to be talking about is actually yet another Freddy Funko, and it's another one that I wanted to highlight because unfortunately, I think this Freddy in particular, along with all of the other Freddys that came out for the Halloween NFT wave, kind of hit the market at a very poor time. And that is, of course, because of this San Diego Comic-Con Box of Fun. Now, we got a whole slew of new Freddys this year, a lot of exciting characters for us collectors to add to our collections, and in the midst of all that chaos, the Halloween Freddy NFT redeemables actually shipped out. And one of the ones that I want to highlight for today's video specifically is the Skeleton Freddy Funko. Now, this one was limited to 1,260 pieces. Obviously, not all of those were redeemed. I don't have the exact number off the top of my head for how many of these were actually redeemed, but there was about 1,000 or 1,100 of them, give or take. This one is currently trending for $280, and if I might add, goes great with the Freddy Funko Skeleton Soda Chase. However, when this first hit the market back in July, when they first started shipping out, this one was easily selling for $400 to $450, and in only a few months, about 2 months here, it has come down to $280. So I'm curious as to whether this one's going to continue to keep coming down in value. I would love if it actually did, because I don't own this one. I have the Red Devil one from this line, but I would love to pick up this one to go with my soda like I mentioned. So we'll see where this one bottoms out as. It is still pretty limited, and I know a lot of Freddy Funko fans really did like this one. The next pop that we're going to be discussing is one that I feel like a lot of people don't know about, as it pretty much slipped under the radar of a lot of collectors. And this one is the purple Mark Hamill, which was limited to only 1,000 pieces from Designer Con. Now, this one is a very interesting pop. We actually pulled it in a mystery box, believe it or not, so we do actually own this one in our collection. And of course, most of you guys know that Mark Hamill is very famous for playing Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars universe. However, he also voices the Joker, and that is what this pop is based off of. It's his head basically on the Batman animated series Joker mold. And then as Joanna's favorite pops, this one is just completely dipped in purple. It's the same exact pop as the other Designer Con exclusives that came out. The only difference is this is limited to 1,000 pieces and dipped in all purple. Now, at last year, this was actually going for a peak of $250 right around this time last year here in August, but has since depreciated by about half, and it's currently going for only $130. With Mark Hamill being such a popular actor and just a true icon in pop culture, even today, I'm actually really surprised that this one is going for so low. And not to mention the fact that it's limited to 1,000 pieces, meaning there's just not that many on the market. So I have a feeling this one could trend upward in the future. This one would be $1,000 grail easy if this was a Luke Skywalker Mark Hamill mold instead of a Joker Mark Hamill. But nonetheless, a really cool pop. And I'm curious, let me know down in the comment section below for all of my DC viewers and fans if you guys have this one in your collection. And just like Mark Hamill, another pop that I wanted to bring to everyone's attention that definitely flies under the radar is Toshi from the Around the World line. Now, I felt like a lot of collectors were enjoying collecting this line, but now you really don't see anyone going after this entire set. We do have just about all of these pops. I think we are missing one. In case you guys don't know, Funko actually came out with this Around the World line where it's a pop and a pin, and it has an animal, and it's actually tied to various countries. Now, they've only come out with 12 so far. Toshi here is the representative for Japan, and I really think Funko has a unique opportunity to continue making these pops and obviously representing more countries and allowing us as collectors to learn more about different cultures and just collect different unique items. Toshi here was going for a peak of about $185 back in May, but believe it or not, if you are actually in the market for this specific one, he's only going for about $55. And if you take a look at some of the other ones from the Around the World line, you'll kind of see some similar trends, as a lot of them have been coming down in value. But like I said, I really hope that Funko continues to make more of these pops. They haven't really done anything with this line since they released the 12th one. They did also release a very cool like pin book where you could put all the different pins of all the different countries in there. They really have a great opportunity with this around the world line, and I don't think they're going to completely waste it. I could definitely see someone at Funko just waking up one day and deciding to drop another 12 country characters, which would of course make us as collectors go after the original wave. So guys, the last pop that we're going to be talking about here is another Funko Shop exclusive. And if you want to talk about flying under the radar, this one dropped on the Funko Shop with absolutely no warning, and no one even knew that it was limited in piece count until people started putting it in their cart and they saw that there was an LE 3000 piece sticker on the front of the Glam Shot. And this pop is the 3000 piece Rudels. Now Rudels here is an original Funko character, and he actually pairs very well with the Funko Shop exclusive Oodles, and then they also made a spicy Oodles, which is exclusive to Hot Topic. Now Oodles has come down a lot in price as well, and Spicy Oodles was never that expensive because Hot Topic just pumped out so many of them. Now with this pop not being tied to any kind of license or major franchise, it's just an original Funko character. Although it is very cute, that could be the reason why that this one has come down significantly since it hit the market. When it did hit the market last year, it was going for about $80, but today, if you are in the market for Rudels here, you can pick them up for only $43, which is pretty crazy considering he's limited to only 3,000 pieces. So this one right here, another great example of a limited piece pop where the number on the sticker is not carrying the value. So let me know if you guys have Rudels in your collection. Joanna's younger sister Isabel actually has all 3 of the Oodles characters. And once again, just like the Around the World pops, I would love to see them continue to make Oodles and Rudels themed pops. So next up, for all of our soda collectors and fans, we actually have 2 soda chases that I wanted to talk about for today's video, mostly because I cannot believe how little that they are currently trending for. The first one here, we have the pink Batman chase. This soda was actually exclusive to Emerald City Comic Con way back in 2020. It was a 5,000 piece run, and the pink Batman chase is limited to only 800 pieces. Now, this has been out for over 2 years, which is pretty crazy. It was one of the first soda chases that Funko ever dropped, and here we are now in 2022 where there's more soda collectors than we've ever seen. Soda collectability and hype is at an all-time high, yet the pink Batman chase is only going for $190. And this one is pretty crazy considering it peaked for over $400 way back in May of 2021. I definitely see this having the potential to go up in value down the road considering Batman is so popular. 800 pieces for any item is just not that many, and as I mentioned, soda hype is just continuing to grow, and there's just more soda collectors every single day. I personally cannot believe this one is trending for so low. I'm really happy that I have this one in my collection because I could definitely see this one just skyrocketing overnight once most of the stock on the market is just no longer there. And now guys, we couldn't talk about Batman without talking about his counterpart and partner in crime, and that is Robin. Specifically, the gold Robin soda chase that came out way back in 2020. Now this one right off the bat pairs very well with the gold Batman chase. The Robin soda was limited to only 7,500 pieces. The chase is limited to only 1,250, which just like the pink Batman that we just talked about, 1,250 pieces is not that many. This one peaked for a price point of $210 back in February of last year. However, if you are in the market for picking up a gold Batman for your, a gold Robin chase for your collection, this one's only going for $125. Absolutely insane in my opinion. Only $125 for a 1,200 piece soda chase from 2020. Absolutely insane. There's just not that many of them on the market, and once again, because Robin is such a popular DC character, I could see this one going up in value over time, but maybe right now the DC pops and sodas are just not trending as high because everybody seems to be a Marvel fan these days. But guys, let me know down in the comment section below what you think of all of these pop prices and soda prices. And guys, of course, because it is Monday, it is time for our weekly Monday motivation segment, and this one ties right in with everything that we talked about in today's video. And our motivation for you guys out there is don't freak out if any of the items that you own were on today's list for our video. Don't freak out if you ever see anything you own trending downward in value, because prices in the pop market or the Funko market fluctuate every single day. And if you obsess over all the prices and the values of your items, you're just going to drive yourself crazy. Of course, as collectors, we all want to see our values for our collections just continue to rise over time, because we can always dip into our collections if we're in some sort of financial crisis or emergency. However, for the most part, remember why you bought every single item and know that at some point in time, it did bring you joy and has meaning to you as a collector. So just overall, guys, do not freak out if you ever see anything trending downward in price. And guys, it is Monday, so tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be back on the Whatnot app. We have a huge auction for you guys tonight. We have a ton of brand new sodas. We also got in a small pop collection that came in over the weekend. We're still waiting for some bigger ones to come on in, but we did get a small collection that came in. So if you guys want to check us out tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, we will be live on the Whatnot app for our regularly scheduled auction. And if you guys want to use our link, feel free to do so. In the description of this video and all of our recent videos, you can actually get $10 off your very first purchase over on the Whatnot app. And if you guys do so, we do get a $10 credit, which obviously helps out the channel. So thank you guys so much for everybody who supported us over there. Let me know what you guys think of today's video, and if you've noticed any other items going down in value lately due to restocks or just overproduction by Funko, or just people losing interest in certain characters. I definitely want to hear everyone's thoughts in the comments section below. Guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And with that being said, don't stop shooting until you score, and we'll see you guys tonight.